I had a couple of days before the caliper paint showed up and I got bored, so I decided to polish the calipers to smooth them out. It's completely unnecessary, but it will make the paint look a lot smoother, almost like powder coat. So there's one that I've finished. It's a little time consuming, but like I said, I was bored and just wanted a project to work on. So I smoothed all the rough casting marks out. And here's one that isn't polished yet. You can see a big difference in the finish. And to do the polishing, I just used some 60 and 120 grit die grinder wheels on the die grinder, and then some Dremel tool sanding barrels to get in all the nooks and crannies. And obviously when doing any type of grinding like that, make sure you wear an eye protection and a dust mask. The dust mask is very important. Grinding on these calipers generates a lot of dust. You don't want to be breathing it. Here are both calipers, all polished out. And some people only polish the areas that are seen with the caliper on the vehicle. It took a little bit more work, but I wanted to polish the whole thing, just, you know, so that it was all uniform. I'm just particular like that. So if I could get a Dremel tool in an area, it got polished, front and back. Now we just need them prepped up, cleaned, and ready for paint. To paint the calipers, I'm going to use a G2 Caliper Paint Kit. I've used this product before and had really good luck with it. I like it because it's a two-part product. You get the paint and you get a hardener that comes with it. You mix the two parts together and they form like an epoxy paint. It's very hard, very durable. It's self-leveling and dries to a very smooth, high-gloss finish. The kit comes with some cleaner that you need to use on the brake calipers, some instructions, popsicle stick to mix the product together, a decal, and a paintbrush. Now the first thing you're going to do, take this paintbrush, throw it in the trash. It's junk. The bristles fall out and they get all in the finish. Go to a hardware store, pick you up some cheap brushes like these. The paint will go on faster and easier and you won't have as much trouble with bristles falling out. This product, because it's a two-part product, once you mix it together, you only have about 4 hours to work with it. The instructions say it takes a couple hours for it to dry, and then you need to give about 24 hours before driving the vehicle to give the paint time to cure. I've actually gone and gotten a small plastic container. I'm going to mix up half the product because that's plenty to do these calipers, and I'm going to save the rest for touch-ups or anything I might need to do later. Unmixed, the product has a shelf life of about 18 months. The next thing I like to do is take the brush and some scissors and trim off about half the bristles. This will give you a little bit firmer bristle base to work with and give you a little bit more control over how the paint's applied. It doesn't have to be perfect, just trim it. And I always kind of try to get any loose bristles out of the brush ahead of time. And this, see, much more controlled than the long bristles. So we're going to start by cleaning them up with the included brake cleaner. You just want to spray them down really good. Don't use any degreasers. Only use this product on them if it's made to go with the paint. Okay, so I've brought the calipers inside where I can control the temperature and humidity. This paint's very particular. You have to apply it between 50 and 70 degrees and when humidity is low. I've mixed up half the paint. I'm giving it a couple of minutes to react. I've got the caliper setting on wood blocks so I can get to as much of them as possible before having to turn them over. I'll do the little spots that I miss at the very end. So here's the finished product, and I'm very happy with how they turned out. Polishing the calipers gave them a very slick, almost powder coat finish for about a fourth of the cost of having them powder coated. It was pretty easy. You just have to move kind of quick because the two-part epoxy paint does want to dry pretty quickly, and it is sensitive to temperature. You want to make sure you're between 50 and 70 degrees as the instructions indicate. I let them dry about an hour and a half, and then I put the decals on. They're just vinyl decals. I saw a lot of questions online about these, and I never could find any that I could purchase that would work for this purpose. So I ended up having a local sign shop make some for me based on some files I created in Photoshop. So if you find that you need some, shoot me an email and I'll do my best to get you a set. They're not very expensive. So now I'm going to let them dry overnight, and then I'll get them ready to install on the vehicle.